So what is the map layout in QGIS? The map layout is the place where you will design your map as if you're designing it for a map to be hanged on the wall, or a web map where all the other elements that go onto a map go into your map. So this is the place where you would add your map canvas, and the map canvas would go into the map layout, or you may even have more than one map canvas in order to add into a map layout. For example, you could have the main map and a locator map. And also in the map layout is the place where you add all of those other elements that people recognize as, oh, this is a map, such as your north arrow, your scale bar, the title of your map, and all of those other elements. So here's a kind of a list of all of those elements that often go on a map, that when people see these sorts of things, they immediately recognize that what they're looking at is a map, and they're able to orient or maybe even understand how far apart things are by using these various elements. So there's the map itself, which would be coming from the map canvas. The frame would be like the edging around it so that it's a well-defined area. You could have an inset map or a locator map. This could be a map that's more or less detailed than your main map in order to help to put your main map into context. All maps should have a good title to explain what they are. They should have a legend or a key to explain what the different symbols on the map mean, as far as the color or the thickness of lines or the shapes of different symbols, all of those sorts of things. There should be some indication of scale or how far apart things are. There should also be some indication of orientation, or which way is north and southeast and west. And it's also a place to document things like, where did your data come from, or are you using a map that you got from some other source? All of those things. Here's an example, just a sketch of what all those things might look like when they're put together into a map layout. This one of World Habitat Areas, which is the title of the map on the lower left. And then we can see the main map over in this area here. But then we also have a inset map, which is zoomed in on a certain part of this map, just showing a much smaller area of the map. We can see that this has its own unique scale. This one doesn't actually have a scale associated with it because it's a world map. This one also has a north arrow. In this example here, there is no north arrow, but we understand which way north-south is by the lines of longitude that run across this map. In addition to that, we have this legend over here, which tells what all the different colors on the map means. And then there's some other information, such as who the authors are, what the source of the data is, and what sort of map projection the data is in. If we look at a map specifically made in QGIS, this is what the map layout looks like. So here we have our main map, which has come in from the map canvas, which is shown by this box here. We've added a title to the map, we've added a scale bar, and we've added a key or a legend to this map so we can understand what these different colored lines and areas represent. You can see that each one of those is listed over here. Here's the key, here's the title, and here's the map itself. And the scale bar is at the top there. And we can add things or delete things as we work on our map layout. So once again, I think it's kind of designed so it looks like a piece of paper that's maybe sitting on a drafting table, and I think that's a good way of thinking about it. This is where we would add not just the map data, but we would add all of those other things like the title and the scale bar that make our map data into a real map.